Well, for the latest on the offensive, let's go live to Jerusalem with France 24's Irris Makler. Irris, what more can you tell us about the ground offensive?
I can tell you that that split between North Gaza and South Gaza, I think, has been an Israeli military aim from the beginning. You'll recall how they were demanding of the civilians in Gaza to go south, promising them that it would be better there for them. And I think their aim is to have as few civilians in the north as possible and to have as clean a fight, if you like, as you can do in an urban environment like this in the north. That has worked to an extent. We understand something like in the region of 900,000 to 1 million Gazan civilians have gone south, but it's estimated that some 300,000 remain there, despite the fact that Israel is opening these corridors, so-called, for a few hours every day where they'll be safe to go south. And that makes this whole urban fighting, underground tunnel fighting much more complicated for Israel. I have heard this idea that the area of Gaza City is surrounded for a few days now. Interesting that they say they're just going in. I've been reading reports of them going in for days, but it seems to be a slower process. Go as far as you can, clear tunnels, set back, see if there are any Hamas militants left, go a few more meters in, clear more tunnels. That seems to be the pace and the plan. I have read an Israeli military analyst suggesting that, in fact, Hamas is falling back to the center of Gaza City, back where it will be easier for it to defend itself, and letting Israel come into that area where it believes it will have the advantage.
Irris, now all of this, of course, is coming as we are approaching the 1 month mark since some 200 Israelis and others were taken hostage by Hamas. The hostages' families are growing more and more frustrated with the government's action or inaction to help save their loved ones. What's the latest on that?
Yes, inaction and miscommunication. I think part of the problem is not telling the families enough, and it's only been due to protests by the families outside the homes of politicians, for example, or where the decisions are being made in Tel Aviv, the military decisions, the military headquarters, that there have been meetings, for example, between the defence minister and the prime minister and the parents or relatives of the hostages. They are beside themselves with worry. There's been really no communication. I will say this, there's been one exception to that, and that is the Thai prime minister has put out a statement saying that there has been some communication between the Thai government and Hamas, or Qatar and Egypt and Hamas, and that he understands that all the 23 or 24 Thai nationals are safe. But that's all that's really known, and that's only come from there. It has been said, including by US Secretary of State Antony Blinken more than once, that the release of the hostages is of vital importance and a matter that America is definitely focused on. As you know, there are something like, it's believed, 10 American nationals being held hostage in Gaza. But despite all this, and despite all the discussions about deals being brokered by Qatar, by Egypt, in the end, we don't know any more now, Jenny, than we did 30 days ago or 29 days ago when they were first taken. That's the truth of it. And at the moment, despite the massive amount of really, I would say, pain that the families feel and Israelis feel with them, I don't see many advances yet that we know about, whatever's being done behind the scenes.